Hello YouTube, how's it going? It's the Professional here. So today I wanted to give you guys a guide on the new client jobs first. I decided to experiment with these first, and I was just really curious about how much they would pay off because a lot of people were saying that they were like mini heists. So let's go through the list right here. I'm going to give you guys some tips that I found to complete these missions a little quicker and what their general payout is and if they're worth doing. So let's start off with the first one then, robbery. Okay, so the first job on here is Robbery in Progress. Identify the location of an ongoing bank robbery and steal the gold from inside. Let's start it. Okay, so when you first start up this job, you're going to be looking at a lot of those different banks that are scattered around the map. You guys remember all those different Fleeca banks? You know, the ones, not just the one from the regular Fleeca bank heist, but you know, there's one in Sandy Shores, there's a few in the city, and we were never really able to enter them in the past. We're now able to enter them with the first mission, the Robbery in Progress. So what we do here is we hack traffic cameras, and once we hack traffic cameras, we look all over the map. Here's the first Fleeca bank from the original Fleeca bank heist. We skip from each traffic camera and we go to different parts of the map and we look and we try to find the bank robbery that's in progress. Here we're looking at the Pacific Standard Bank, no robbery in progress. It's going to be at a random bank, so just keep looking. It's going to be pretty obvious when it's going to be a robbery. You're going to be seeing a ton of cops and you're going to be seeing a lot of shooting. So this one, this Fleeca bank does not have it either. Let's move on to the next one. See here, no robbery in progress here. Let's move on to the next one. And these missions, they're much more detailed than the typical CEO works that we do like Headhunter. Okay, so there's no robbery here. Let's move on. Here we should have it now. Here it is. There's a robbery in progress here. So it's pretty obvious when there is a robbery. Don't worry about really missing it. So you see a ton of cops outside shooting. Now we know where it is. It's in Sandy Shores. Here we're taking a look inside the vault. See, the guy executed a security guard. He's taking the money. Okay, so now let's get on over to that. Let's get on over to that bank and see what happens. One big tip that I can give everybody for these client jobs is to not drive the Terabyte there, because I've been seeing a lot of people driving the Terabyte to the objectives. For certain missions, like the Life Invader one and the Jewelry Store one, you have to drive the Terabyte there. But for majority of them, you don't really have to do anything. On this mission, all you have to do is basically go inside a Terabyte to start up the mission, and then you have to just hack into the traffic cameras inside of it. That's all you pretty much have to do. You don't have to drive it there. So once you do the hack, once you look through the cameras and you find out where the robbery is, don't drive the Terabyte because it'll take you so much time. If you're a CEO, you can spawn a buzzard if you own one. And if you're an MC, you can spawn something like an oppressor or even a faster motorcycle. So personally, I don't recommend driving a Terabyte. It'll save you a lot of time just using a buzzard or an oppressor. And also, I recommend doing this as a CEO because your associates, they'll also get paid every 15 minutes between $5,000 to $10,000, depending on what their pay is at the moment. So they'll be getting a little extra money. So there's more of an incentive for people to do it with you. So I personally recommend doing it as a CEO. Once we get over here, there's a ton of cops, and there's also robbers inside. Just use a weaponized vehicle like I'm using the buzzard here. It clears it out pretty quickly. And we have a juggernaut right there, and I'm firing some missiles at him, and I get rid of him. So if you're going to be going right up to the bank, use some kind of weaponized vehicle, an oppressor, a buzzard, something with missiles. Just clear it out pretty quickly. Now let's go inside the bank. Let's see what's going on there. And in the likely situation, you could also have one player waiting in a helicopter, waiting in a vehicle outside just for everybody else. But I'm just getting out right here just to show you guys what it's like inside. Okay, we kill this guy. Okay, we got the gold now. And right here, we got it in our bag. And other players, they can see this on the map also, and they can go after you. So just make sure you're careful what kind of lobby you're doing it in. You can do these in invite-only sessions. So that's what's great about these new client jobs. You can do them in invite-only sessions. We're doing this right now in an invite-only session. Right here, we just fly away in our buzzard. We call Lester. We lose the cops. Let's deliver it. Let's see what the pay is. And right here, we come to the end of the mission, and we deliver it, and we get $31,000. And I was a tiny bit disappointed. I mean, it's still good money, but I was a tiny bit disappointed. I thought this would pay a little better. You know, if we're stealing gold from a Fleeca bank, we have to fight a juggernaut outside. We have to fight a ton of cops, escape. Then I was thinking that you should at least get $50,000 for a job like this, considering that you can only start it every 30 minutes. There is a 30-minute cooldown on this job, so if there's a 30-minute cooldown on this, I think you should get at least $50,000. I think that would make it balanced. So for this job, you don't have to drive a Terabyte there. You just have to be in the Terabyte when you start up the job. Use an oppressor or buzzer, get there pretty quickly, clear it out with a weaponized vehicle, and then just get out of there with an air vehicle, something quick, just to deliver it to the area. You can have one friend waiting for you outside in a vehicle while you go inside and grab the gold. Here's another tip also, guys. If you guys are in a public lobby and somebody is doing a CEO work and you try to do this or doing some kind of MC contract, you will not be able to start up a job from this. So make sure that nobody is doing something in the meantime in that lobby, because if they are, it is going to interfere with your ability to start a mission. Okay, so now on to the next job, data sweep. Hack multiple vehicles to identify which is carrying the data drives and deliver them to the client. Okay, so for this job, you do not need to drive the terabyte anywhere. You just need to be inside the terabyte to start up the mission. So the second you start up the mission, just exit the terabyte, because it's going to be a waste of time driving it to each vehicle. Spawn some kind of fast vehicle, get an oppressor, a buzzard, or get some kind of sports car or supercar, and just drive to each vehicle. And this is kind of similar to the Deluxo mission where you have to hack the targets. You have to use the SecuroServe app. And if you have multiple friends, just have them all split up. Have everybody go to a different vehicle, because you'll be able to finish the mission a lot quicker. Make sure you do have snacks for this mission, because you're going to get shot up a lot, especially if you're behind the vehicles, because the drivers, they're pretty accurate when you hack them. Okay, so when you actually get up behind these vehicles, you have to open up your phone, go to the SecuroServe app, start hacking the vehicle. And a lot of us, we're going to do the same thing we did in the Deluxo mission for the Doomsday Heist, which is we start up the hack and we open up our snack bar. Unfortunately, that does not work here. You actually have to have the phone open. From what I've seen, you have to have the phone open at all times, and it won't hack all the way unless you have the phone open. So I was kind of a little disappointed by that, because it gets kind of annoying when you're getting shot at here, because you have to be so close to the vehicle, and the AI in this game have ridiculous accuracy. So we're hacking the vehicle, around 50%. Here's the point when they start shooting at me. We're at 100% now. Okay, so it was not this vehicle. So now there's 3 other vehicles we have to check out. That's why it's good to have your friends split up, because you can find these vehicles quicker. There's usually one vehicle that's stationary, and this is this van in this case. And what's nice about this one is you can just kill the enemies out here, so you don't really need to just sit here like me and get shot at. Just kill these enemies, or you could also hide behind a building. If you're behind some kind of cover or a building where they can't shoot you, you could hack this easily. We drive away here, and it's not that one. So we still have another vehicle we gotta check out. So here we finally find the last vehicle, and we're just going to start shooting at them, shoot the drivers out. Just be very careful with this, guys, because these guys are very accurate, but there's not that many people inside the vehicle like in Headhunter. In Headhunter, there's 4 people inside the vehicle. On this one, there's 2, but they're still a very big threat to you, because just how accurate the AI is in this game. Once we drive the car off to the drop-off point, and we put it inside the garage, this can be pretty close, or it can be pretty far. I've had to drive up to Sandy Shores. Sometimes I just had to drive a few blocks. So right here, we get paid $31,500. Still pretty good pay for a job like this, better than the CEO works. Now we're moving on to the next one. We're moving on to targeted drive. Infiltrate the Life Invader servers to track down a high-value target and eliminate them. Okay, let's do this one. Now, for this job, you need to drive the terabyte over to the Life Invader office. So it's one of those jobs where you need to drive it there. And this is the exact reason why I don't recommend starting this job up if you are in Paleto Bay or in Sandy Shores. If you're somewhere in the countryside, if you're somewhere far away from the city, do not start this job. Only start this job if you are in the city, because you're going to have a long drive with the terabyte. And if you try to actually park up next to the Life Invader offices, because this mission is always in the exact same place, the same Life Invader office from story mode. If you try to park right next to the Life Invader office and you try to start the mission, it won't work. So you need to be a little bit of a distance from it. I personally recommend like half a mile, like I am right here. You're not very far, but you're not very close either, and you have a tiny bit of a drive, and you're there. Once you get over here, you gotta pull into the parking lot, and then everybody inside your terabyte can use the drones. If you played the game Ghost Recon Wildlands like me, the drone is gonna be no problem to pilot. It has the exact same controls as in Ghost Recon Wildlands. I found R2 to go up, L2 to go down. Okay, so once you pilot the drone, be very careful with this thing. Don't want to bump into any walls. Take your time with it. Going in through the front door right here. Go inside. Don't attack any guards that you don't need to. Use the shock ability. You don't want to use the detonate ability. Use the shock ability. And shock, it actually has pretty good range. I was actually surprised by how good of a range the taser on this thing had. And if you see a red circle above the target, that means that you can hit them with shock. So as long as they don't spot you, don't worry about other NPCs hearing it. If they don't see it, you're not going to get spotted. So right here, security guard knocked down, flying the drone over. One of my friends right here, she's hacking the first laptop, so I'm going to fly over to the second laptop. And I'm surprised the security guard standing over here doesn't see these drones. This guy's an idiot, but we're going to shock this guy next. Take our time with it. Shock him. See the red circle. He's down. Okay, now we're going to go in here. Do a little hack mini game. It's the exact same kind of hack mini game that you have in Sightseer. Find the numbers here. Found them, 0176 right there. Okay, so now the target is found. If you have another person in your CEO, I personally recommend having that other person fly around the map, like have them in a buzzard, some kind of weaponized vehicle flying around the map. Because while one or two people are hacking inside the Life Invader office, the other person, the third person, could get ready and could be in some kind of helicopter and just blow the target up. So the other people from the Life Invader office, they wouldn't need to fly over here and destroy that target. So target's down, $30,000. Pretty good money. If you work together, have a few people hacking, and then have another person flying a helicopter, you can even have one person hacking, you can finish this mission quickly. So have another person outside, ready to blow up the target, and have them go after them. Okay, so now we're going for the fourth mission, diamond shopping. Steal diamonds from Evangelical Jewel Store as they're being delivered by a security team. This is the exact same jewelry store from the single player from the jewelry store heist. Let's go there. Okay, so same as last mission. This mission is always in the jewelry store right here in the city. Same location. Just make sure you're around half a mile from the jewelry store, because if you're too close to Terabyte, it will not let you start up the mission. So make sure you're around half a mile, because you can take advantage of this. You can get pretty close to it though. Half a mile, not a bad distance. So just only start up this mission if you're in the city. And if your other friend is on the drone, use some teamwork, because there's two guards right out front and you can take them out quietly. So I neutralized the first guard. My friend right here, she's going to neutralize the second guard. And when you use the shock ability, as long as the other NPCs don't see it, then it's in stealth. You can basically take people out quietly. So right here, sneak around inside here. I'm going to go right up to this room. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to shock this box. I thought I had to hit a button or something, but then I just shocked it. And it ended up working for me. So to shock the box, alarm will be disabled. Okay, alarm's disabled. Let's get into the store now. Okay, so now we go into the store. This first guy right here, you can just melee him because it'll knock him out instantly. Knocked him out. Just take out the remaining guards. Get these guys. And you know, this mission does not make a lot of sense because we have to take out this guard specifically holding these diamonds, but there's a lot of diamonds in the store, so why can't we steal more? We're just stealing this one small shipment of diamonds, and we just get out of here. And again, do not use the Terabyte. Just drive another vehicle. In this case, I spawned the Oppressor because some people drive the Terabyte all the way up here. You don't need to drive it. Just use another vehicle. So right there, we got 31,500 for that one. That mission is pretty easy. All you basically got to do is just fly the drone in there, hack the box, get out of there, and just deliver it. So make sure you're using some kind of different vehicle. Just don't drive the Terabyte back here. Make sure you only start up the mission if you're in the city. Okay, so on to the fifth job, collector's pieces. Retrieve high-value antiques being transported in the back of several security vans and deliver them to the client. The cash reward will be split between members of your organization. This is the worst client job. In my opinion, this is the worst one. I don't recommend anyone doing this, and I'm going to show you guys why this job is terrible. So you are going to be looking for 3 vans, and these vans are going to be in random locations, and you're going to have a little pinging signal where you're going to be able to see them for a few seconds, and then they're going to disappear off your maps. I personally recommend just putting a waypoint right in the general area where the van was, because they do drive pretty slow, and if you can get over there pretty quickly, they'll still be in that general area. Once the radar ping is back, you can just activate it again, and you can find them on the map. Even though this mission looks like it pays well, we're going to be stealing 3 antiques, right? So that means it's going to be paying well, right? So right over here, we find our van, throw a sticky bomb on the back, blow it open, and just drive over the cargo. If you're in a vehicle like me, just drive right over the cargo, because you don't need to get out of your vehicle and waste time. You automatically take it just by touching it. So right here, we deliver all 3 cargo, and you only get 10 minutes for this challenge. So this mission can take some time, depending on how quickly you get these vans. And you only get $9,667. I understand that it's supposed to be split and all, but that is just such a terrible pay. It really is. At least, give us $20,000 per crate. That would have been better. But this $9,667 is just not worth doing, especially for a mission like that. And right here, Paige actually calls me, and look at what she says.
Okay, fine work. I hope you're happy with that paycheck.
Hope you're happy with that paycheck. Nope, we are not. Do not do this mission, guys. This mission is the worst mission. You need multiple people helping you. You have to pick up 3 crates, and the pay is just terrible. Don't do this one. Here we come to our final mission, Dealbreaker. You gotta track a target's phone signal, go to the deal, kill them, take a briefcase, and deliver it. This mission is also pretty terrible. You need at least 2 people to start it, but it's not as bad as collector's pieces. And for this mission, you need to drive the Terabyte to the deal. That's what kind of sucks. Or the general area, I would call it, where the deal is. And you gotta look for their phone signals. So sometimes the deal can be right next to you, can be less than a mile away from you. Other times it can be across the map. In this case, it was across the map. Look at that, 3.20 miles, so we got a little bit of a drive here. So once you're in the general area, look around, because if you stare at the area where the phone signal is coming from, the lines will start moving up and down, and the closer you get, the more noises it'll make. So right here, I figured that they were near the motel. That's where I thought they were doing the deal, and I was actually right. Right over here, the deal is happening. So now we gotta kill them, and we gotta take the briefcase. Once the area is clear, my friend, she grabbed the briefcase, took a helicopter, and flew back to the city and made the drop-off. And, you know, for this one, you just need to drive the terabyte there. You don't need to drive the terabyte back, so make sure you keep that in mind. And the pay on this mission is pretty bad. We were doing it right here with 3 people. We got $9,167. This mission, I think it's a little better than the collector's pieces mission, because at least you try to find a deal and you just clear out the deal, grab the briefcase, versus having to steal cargo from 3 different vans. But still, this mission is still pretty bad. I don't recommend doing this one. I don't recommend doing those two. Dealbreaker and collector's pieces, the only good thing about them is they have a 10-minute cooldown versus the other ones, which have a 30-minute cooldown. But if you're going to want to be doing a job, do the first 4. They all pay around $30,000, and they're not that difficult. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, drop a like. If you found it useful and you're new to my channel, then subscribe to me. Let me know what you think down below. Are you going to be doing these jobs? I hope that you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Terabyte review is next. Take care, everyone.